Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2017 FloGrappling Awards show. Thank you all for tuning in. My name is Reed Connell. I'm going to be serving as your host here today. Very exciting day here, the 2017 FloGrappling Awards show. We're giving out 13 awards today to the winners of some of the best matches, the best submissions of 2017. It's going to be an incredible show. We got a lot of cast of characters coming out throughout the show. Going to be giving their analysis, giving some of their best moments of the year as well. So thank you guys for being here. We really, really appreciate it. And today is January 4th, 2018. So let me be the last to wish everybody a Happy New Year out there. And once again, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being there. This is a special day for FloGrappling. You know, this is our first ever time doing these FloGrappling Awards live, giving out the awards live on the Facebook page. So we're super excited to be here. Super excited that you guys are able to tune in. And actually, first off, I just want to give a thank you to everybody who voted, to everybody who liked the post, to everybody who commented, talked about the awards, shared the awards. You know, we definitely couldn't have done this whole process without you guys. So thank you all for participating. Thank you all for tuning in. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a fun show here today. So let's dive right into it. Like we said, today is the 2017 FloGrappling Awards show. And first, I'm going to bring out one of my good friends, new to FloGrappling social media wizard, Will Safford, ladies and gentlemen. Let's clap it up for him. Will Safford. Will, what's up, brother?
How you doing, Reed?
Welcome to the 2017 FloGrappling Awards show.
Thank you.
Are you as excited to be here as I am?
I'm very excited.
Nice.
A lot of good categories, a lot of good moments in 2017. Yeah, this is great.
Now, we mentioned earlier that we have 13 categories, right? 13 categories, best submissions, best matches, and everything. Was there any one category for you personally that was like super, super difficult to narrow down? Did you have to change your answer a lot?
I think the submissions of the year, both gi and no gi, were my most challenging. There were some great submissions this year. That was one I went back and forth a few times and had to change my vote.
Nice. I think Nogi submission was definitely one of my hardest ones to pick. But let's jump right into it here. Why don't we, right? Let's jump right into the categories. We're going to start off the first category with Takedown of the Year. This is a crazy category, one of my favorites. A lot of wild stuff went down in this. Actually, a new category for us this year. We didn't do this one in 2016. We come out 2017, guns blazing with Takedown of the Year. I don't know. What do you think about this category, Will?
Man, there were a ton of spectacular takedowns. Something interesting about this category, too, is that actually two athletes were nominated twice. So Muhammad Ali had two takedowns nominated, and also Bianca Basilio. So we know that those two are just lethal on their feet. But, fantastic category, a lot of good takedowns.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali, man, he is so much fun to watch. Literally every match I think Muhammad Ali has is just the most exciting match of the tournament, basically. Like, you need to be watching Muhammad Ali's matches.
Absolutely.
How about this suplex, though?
This was insane. Jared Dopp is not a small guy, and Moku picks him up by his head and throws him over his shoulder, which was just insane.
So 6 crazy nominees there, and here we go. We're going to give out the first award of 2017, the first FloGrappling award of 2017. Takedown of the Year. Let's go. Let's roll it. Who wins? There we go. Bianca Basilio's takedown on Tiani Porfirio at the IBJJF Pan Jiu-Jitsu Championships. A drop Senagi. This one, just crazy.
Insane, yeah. She was fighting the absolute here, and she was fighting a much larger opponent, and she definitely deserves it. You know, it was a beautiful display of jiu-jitsu. She makes herself small, gets under her opponent, and then just launches her, which was pretty awesome.
Absolutely. I remember that's probably like throughout the entire year, that's probably like the biggest pop from the crowd I'd heard at any tournament. I remember I actually wasn't on that mat, you know, and then all of a sudden the crowd popped like crazy, and I was like, what did I miss? And I went back and looked, and dang, missed the 2017 takedown of the year.
Definitely well deserved though. Yeah, no, she that was insane. So yeah.
And actually, I think we got a little video. We heard just from Bianca just a little bit earlier today. Let's see what Bianca had to say about the award.
Ai galera, tô muito feliz, recebi a notícia que eu ganhei a melhor queda do ano. Gostaria de agradecer a todos pelas votações, que Deus abençoe a vida de cada um de vocês e que 2018 seja melhor ainda, que no final possamos estar juntos novamente.
There you go, Bianca Basilio, always with the big smile. She's a lot of fun to watch. She didn't have as much success, I think, as she was hoping to have in 2017, but of course, just her first year at black belt.
That's right.
Looking forward to her doing some big stuff though in 2018, right?
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the next category. We're gonna keep these things moving so everybody can see all the awards. Next category. Juvenile of the year.
Another tough one.
This is the one that I love because this is the one that we're able to showcase the next generation of talent, and all these guys, man, are just straight kill. Don't you wish you started jiu-jitsu as early as some of these guys?
Absolutely, and I started 8 years ago, and a lot of these guys are probably already better than me. So they are way ahead of the game. All these guys are hungry. Takedown right there, he's winning everything out of AOJ. So this was, man, these guys are the future of jiu-jitsu, so no doubt we'll be seeing these guys in the future.
Does any one person really stick out here for you?
I think that guy right there, Nicky Ryan, he just had an incredible year. Youngest guy to compete in ADCC, had a bunch of good super fights, submitted Ricky Lule in Fight to Win. So, yeah, he got my vote.
Nice. I like this Heron Gracie, a very, very young Gracie out there. I believe he really just dedicated to competing this year.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty scary to see him in 2, 3, 4 years. He's going to be doing some crazy stuff.
He's a big guy, too.
He's very big, yeah, and he's just turned 16, I believe. So he's Juvenile 1. He's got to go through Juvenile 2 and then, on through Purple and everything. But he's got a long career ahead of him. Tyne Dulpra, you mentioned. Another guy. I know a lot of people really, really high on Nicky Ryan, right? But I think that all 6 of those guys, are right there. Those guys are all. Any 6 of those could have won this. But let's check out who did win it. Juvenile of the year, there it is, goes to Nicky Ryan, a dominant 2017, and he dominated the 2017 awards here. The fan vote, they were overwhelmingly in favor of Nicky, and I believe so was the panel as well. He had a great year. What's your favorite?
I think seeing him on the big stage at ADCC was probably my favorite moment for Nicky.
Yeah.
One of the things I think that sets him apart is that the other guys in the category, they're all fighting juvenile. Nicky is fighting against established athletes, against men. I think he's 16 now, and he's taking on guys who have been on the mats for a long time, and he's submitting them. Mm-hmm. So
he called out Gio Martinez recently.
That's right, he did. I mean, I would like to see that, but that's up to Gio, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, it sounds like it's a match that we're gonna see maybe no matter what, just like maybe now or maybe 3 years down the road, right? It kind of feels inevitable.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of. He was calling out a lot of the 10th Planet guys, but his older brother Gordon is now in the gi, so maybe we'll see Nicky calling out some guys in the gi soon. 2018. Is going to be wild. Oh, yeah.
If you thought 2017 was wild, 2018 is going to be even crazier. I can almost guarantee it. So there you go. Nicky Ryan, the 2017 Juvenile of the Year. Very well deserved. Congratulations to Nicky Ryan. Just an incredible year from that young man, from ADCC to the super fights that he had at Fight to Win. You mentioned submitting Ricky Lule in Fight to Win. And I believe he won the team belt earlier in the year as well, submitting in like 5 or 10 seconds or something crazy like that.
Yeah, he also had like a 4-minute victory over Marvin Castell too, which was pretty insane. He's not afraid to go into the leg attack game. He's not sub only. Doesn't matter. He's game for it all. So yeah, he's exciting. We will definitely be seeing more out of Nicky Ryan going forward.
And we've got a bunch of his matches on FloGrappling.com right now. So if you're not familiar, what are you doing? You need to get familiar. Check out his matches on FloGrappling.com. All right, next category here, Will. Prospect of the Year. 2017 Prospect of the Year. Really, I'm not just saying this. This is definitely one of the hardest categories for us to narrow down. 6 guys. We had a list of 25 guys probably that could have been nominated here. Just a huge list. So much talent out there from blue, purple, brown. This was a crazy category. 2 Atos guys on there, Jonatas Gracie and Kainan Duarte. So we know that they're doing big things. But did anybody else stick out there for you?
You know what? Between these two, Ethan Krellenson, this guy right here, Danaher Death Squad guy. Between these 2 categories, between Juvenile and Prospect of the Year, the future of jiu-jitsu is looking very good. I feel like just even in the last few years, it has evolved immensely. So we are going to be treated to some really good, spectacular jiu-jitsu in 2018 and going forward.
I totally agree. It's never a better time to be a jiu-jitsu fan. The future is very, very bright. Prospect of the Year only highlights that even more. So let's take a look, though, at 2017 Prospect of the Year. Who's the winner? Call it, Will.
Kainan Duarte out of Atos Jiu-Jitsu. So I've rolled with Kainan before. He's good from everywhere, top, bottom, gi, nogi, super strong. He just turned 20 years old. So, and he's already, I think, let's see, so he won purple belt gi, then went right into ADCC where he submitted Pablo Popovich in his first round. He won ADCC trials down in Brazil, which is no easy task, and then continued it right into Nogi Worlds, won weight and absolute at brown belt. So he's got his foot on the gas. He is not shying away from competition. He's going right after it. So, yeah, it's well-deserved for Kainan.
Absolutely. The guys at Atos can't sing enough praise about Kainan. It seems like every time we talk to those guys, they tell us about how good Kainan is and can be. He's definitely somebody who is.
And I've actually seen him in the club on the dance floor, and the kid can dance.
He can dance.
He's got some twinkle toes on him. So.
All right. Well, the Brazilians they usually got the moves, so I'm not surprised. But I actually think we heard from Kainan as well. We got a little video from Kainan.
Fala galera, aqui quem fala é o Kainan Duarte. Eu vim fazer esse vídeo aqui para agradecer a todo mundo que votou na enquete da FloGrappling. Graças a Deus eu consegui vencer. Falar um pouquinho de 2017, foi um dos melhores anos da minha carreira. Eu tive cirurgia no meu joelho, mas fiz a cirurgia e graças a Deus consegui voltar para ganhar os principais campeonatos do ano. E só tenho a agradecer a todos os meus parceiros de treino, meus professores, André Galvão, Angélica pelo suporte e claro, todos os meus patrocinadores e minha família. E 2018 vai ser melhor ainda.
There you go. Just 20 years old. Kainan, how do you pronounce it? Duarte?
Duarte. I think is how they say in Portuguese.
Yeah?
Instead of Duarte.
Duarte? Okay.
Casemiro's his other. You might catch him with Casemiro as well.
Okay, so he's got a few names. But anyway, congratulations to Kainan. He looked great in 2017. You saw a little highlight there of him fighting Andrew Wiltsey, another really talented up-and-comer out there. And they had a great match. Kainan ended up winning at the IBJJF World Championships. Once again, congratulations to Kainan. Incredible year. There we go. I think that's about it, Will.
Great.
That's about all I got. What are you most looking forward to in 2018 here?
Man, it's right off the bat, going right into Euros, 2018 Euros. We've got already a bunch of great competitors signed up. Keenan's making his comeback to Euros this year, so I'm just looking forward to the gi season, really, and just watching all that go down. That's
right. It all gets started January 15th live on FloGrappling from Lisbon, Portugal.
Yep.
Lisbon, an incredible city. Can't wait to get back there. Will Safford, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
The FloGrappling Awards show wouldn't be the same without you, so we really appreciate you being here. Will Safford, everybody. Yeah, there he is. There he is. All right, guys. So that's the first 3 awards down: Prospect of the Year, Juvenile of the Year, and Takedown of the Year. Congratulations to those winners. And we're going to move things right along here. Hopefully everybody's tuning in, having a good time. We're going to move on to our next couple of categories and bring in our next guest. I believe he is on the line. I believe he is ready. All the way from the frigid north, Canada. They have internet there, and he is live via internet. Ricardo A. Mendolia. How you doing, Ricardo?
Doing just fine, Fabio. I mean, Reed. Sorry.
Oh,
a beautiful hair you got there.
How's it look? I don't have a mirror.
It looks fantastic.
It looks fantastic?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take your word for it, Ricardo. I appreciate you
Yeah.
being here, man, all the way from Canada. How's it up there? It's pretty cold?
I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool today. It's pretty cool. But it's awesome to be on the show. Can't wait to discuss these matches and all the categories. So I'm stoked.
Of course, yes. 2017 was a good year. Was a badass year. Tell me, I feel like you're kind of a resolutions guy. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ricardo. Did you set any 2018 jiu-jitsu resolutions?
I'm gonna try to watch more jiu-jitsu. Try to
Even
commentate.
more.
Even more. I think I didn't do as much as I should be doing last year. But I really want to try to attend and be able to commentate for Flow at some of the bigger events this year. We have a ton of events, as everyone knows. And personally, I'm gonna try to get in better shape for jiu-jitsu, try to train and teach a little bit more. So just trying to keep ahead of the times, keep with the times, so I can up my analyzing game for shows like this. So it's really important to me to understand what's going on by actually practicing, at the academy, so I can kind of somewhat understand what the heck is going on in these matches.
Well, I need to work on my Berimbolo defense, so I will give you a call to work on that. But let's jump right into some of these categories. We're diving right into the big ones right off the bat here. We're going to be diving into, what are we looking at? Nogi match of the year, I believe. And this was a big category, right? This is filled with some of the biggest matches. And you mentioned how you commentated, how you were commentating in 2017. You commentated actually a lot of these matches, right? Jeff Glover, Chad Mendez, of course, a lot of the ADCC matches. Do any of these moments kind of stick out for you?
I mean, I went back last night and this morning. I rewatched all these matches again, and I wasn't present for Lucas Barboza, Jackson Souza, but I could feel, the audience there just going crazy and the tension, for that match. And that was amazing. And then, being present for the Mendez Glover match was something really special. It was so entertaining, and that kind of started that MMA versus BJJ little rivalry we had going in SUG. And then, of course, being at ADCC, those are just amazing matches to see. Actually, if you look at all these matches, they all kind of have their own unique story in the history books of jiu-jitsu. And it's really cool that they all have a little history, each match amongst the competitors, past competitions, who haven't competed against each other. So they're all very interesting, they're all very entertaining, and they're all very special in their own right.
Do you remember what was the funnest match that you got to call from that list?
Well, I mean, funnest was probably Jeff Glover and Chad Mendez.
There you go.
That was really exciting. That was really fun for me. Glover's a good friend, and it was really cool to see him compete against a guy like Chad Mendez, and props for a guy like Chad Mendez to step up against Glover. But I think if I had to say it's special, was seeing Buchecha Shanji, because that they've never competed against each other. It was so back and forth. It was just an awesome match. So many special moments in that match. Like I said, it has a historical relevance in the history books of grappling, because these are, Shanji at one point was Buchecha years ago. He was the man. He was the openweight champion, one of the only few guys that could beat Roger Gracie, of course, in the gi, but still, he was the man for a long time. And they're both ADCC champions, so that match really, really kind of stuck out for me.
Mm-hmm. And the first time that they'd ever met, right?
Absolutely. I remember speaking to Shanji a little while ago, and he mentioned to me, I never fought Buchecha, but I think I want to try. I remember he kind of alluded that he might have a secret recipe to dethroning the champion, but he had an awesome campaign in that match, and in that ADCC in general. He was just phenomenal to watch.
All right, 6 great matches there. Any 6 could win, but let's see which one did win. There you have it. It was Shanji versus Buchecha. Like Ricardo said, one for the history books, 2 elite grapplers, elite of the elite, right? That doesn't get much bigger than Shanji versus Buchecha. This was you and Sean Williams on the call here?
Yeah, that was Sean Williams and I, live from Espoo, Finland, ADCC. That was just, like I said, there was a lot of back and forth in that match. Shanji was actually dumped Buchecha on his head at one point. Buchecha headstand to kind of counter a counter that Shanji executed, and at one point Shanji almost got like a leg drag style takedown from the back, and it was just so incredible because we're so used to seeing Buchecha so dominant, and Shanji was just coming at him, coming back at him, back at him. But then Buchecha, he rode the storm, was able to secure the back, got the points, and was able to really do something that not a lot of people can. I don't think anyone's ever done, is scored on Shanji by getting a back take. So Buchecha just, he's Buchecha, man. Anytime you see him, it's going to be an exciting match. And again, he definitely, that match will go down as one of the greatest of all time, I think, in the history books of ADCC and submission fighting in general.
Absolutely. You can watch it right now on FloGrappling.com. Totally agree with Ricardo there. An incredible match, a crazy match. I know when I was there, the crowd was lighting up at every single scramble. It was oohs and ahs and cheers. The crowd in Finland definitely really appreciated that match. And actually, I think we talked a little bit to Shanji just a few moments ago. Got him to send us a video. Let's see what Shanji had to say.
Hey guys, thank you so much for this award. It's such a pleasure to be recognized as the best Nogi match of the year with Marcos Buchecha. That was definitely a war. Giving up a couple pounds, got to showcase my Ribeiro Jiu-Jitsu skills defensively, offensively. All the time I'm on the mat. I just try to do the best for you all. Let's say thank you to my teammates, to my team. They got me ready for ADCC. Everybody that was there, and definitely my coach at the time, Rafael Lovato Jr., that, my brother was there yelling at me, keeping my composure, even the dark moments on that match. I really appreciate. Thank you, Buchecha, for the amazing match. That was awesome to fight you, brother, and I'm really glad we got to win this award. Thank you for FloGrappling. Thank you all the fans that voted it, and there's more great matches coming up. Thank you.
More great matches coming up. That's great. What a legend Shanji Ribeiro is. Awesome to see him. Talk about the camaraderie there between him and Buchecha. Two legends of the sport. Congratulations to those guys, to both Buchecha and Shanji. An absolute pleasure watching that match and all their matches through the year. Just going to be a privilege to keep watching those guys in 2018. So congratulations again. 2017 Nogi Match of the Year, Shanji Ribeiro versus Marcos Buchecha Almeida at the ADCC World Championships. Check it out on FloGrappling.com. That one was crazy. Ricardo, we're going to jump right into the next category here, which is Masters Black Belt of the Year. Now, man, what a crazy category. So many guys, I think, that were well deserving of this. A lot of guys, we didn't get to nominate just because there were so many. I think the Masters divisions are just loaded these days. So many talented black belts out there, running the IBJJF circuit. So plenty of guys that I think didn't get the nominations. But one of my favorite moments of the year here, Ricardo, is this right here. Seeing Renzo Gracie out there at ADCC. What an incredible moment I feel like that was. What a legend. And to see him out there still putting it on the line, that was a lot of fun, right?
That was a lot of fun to commentate. I never imagined years ago I'd be calling Renzo Gracie against Sanai Kakuta in Finland at ADCC Super Fight. That was awesome. Renzo always, such a charismatic competitor, and just had an awesome match there. All of these competitors that were nominated, just such phenoms in their own right. It's amazing to see now the Masters divisions. There's so many stars there that were, basically the younger generation like 10, 15 years ago. So the Masters divisions were never really filled with a lot of, superstar talent, but now it's just packed. So, it's just so tough. Like you said, there's obviously guys that, didn't get nominated, but the guys that did, obviously exceptional competitors, superstars in their own right, and just awesome to see compete frequently in the Masters divisions.
Absolutely. A crazy year for Masters competitors. Masters World Championships. If you've never been to that tournament in Vegas, one of the funnest tournaments of the year, actually, just because of the atmosphere in Vegas. It's loaded with talent. It's loaded with mats, too. There's like 18 mats or something crazy like that. That's one of my favorite tournaments of the year, actually. I can't wait for a few more years. Maybe I'll...
And sorry to cut you off. It's funny because Rafael Lovato did a video where he showed, two competitors from the Masters tournament, before they start the match, they shake hands, they bump, and then they hug, so it's more of like a celebration. And then he kind of compared it to the younger generation, where they slap hands, hit, and then they're kind of mean mugging each other. There's nothing wrong with that, but the Masters tournament is truly like a celebration, as we said. So as Reed said, if you've never been to the Masters tournament, definitely make your way out there and try to catch the Masters Super Fight or the Legends Super Fights on great events like ADCC and the Grand Slam events that we have, as well as the World Pro.
Absolutely. Shout out to last year's Masters Black Belt of the Year, Rafael Lovato Jr. there. But let's take a look at who is 2017's Masters Black Belt of the Year. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Wellington Megaton Diaz. What do you say here about Megaton Diaz, Ricardo? Talk about a legend. Talk about living the jiu-jitsu lifestyle. This guy's all over the place. He won just about every tournament there is out there in 2017, including Masters Worlds. Just an incredible competitor, right? I mean, he's all over the place.
He's just awesome. He's just, older competitor, still competing in adult divisions, goes into the Masters divisions, just puts on a show, just so entertaining to watch too. And, talk about his Masters run. He had that match with Mario Sperry, who was also nominated, and defeated Mario Sperry. And, when we look at that match in particular, Mario Sperry was the openweight champion in, the IBJJF circuit back in like 1998. So he was the cream of the crop of that generation. Megaton, obviously substantially smaller than Mario Sperry, goes out there, defeats him 4-2 in a super entertaining match. And, if you meet Megaton, he's one of the most friendliest guys ever. If you roll with Megaton, he's nasty. He's super technical. I had the pleasure of training with him and Mackenzie a few years back, and he was actually one of the first guys to do worm guard on me. I had no idea what was going on. Just always, and that right there should tell you he's just ahead of the game. He's staying current, training with younger generation people, obviously his daughter, and other top black belts that come visit him. So Megaton, is the man. Everyone loves Megaton and truly deserving of this award. Absolutely.
You saw a little clip there of his spider guard armbar, a crazy technique that he hit at the IBJJF World Championships. A pleasure to watch him. He's got some crazy judo, and like you said, some wild submissions. A lot of fun watching him in 2017. The only competitor to compete at every World Championship since 1996, since its inception in 1996. So a legend of the sport, incredible accomplishments this year. Very well deserved to be 2017 FloGrappling Masters Black Belt of the Year. Want to congratulate Megaton once more on his incredible year. Just an incredible accomplishment out there. Let's move on, Ricardo, though, to the next category. Another heavy hitter here, another big heavy hitter. Nogi Submission of the Year. This is one that I think a lot of people really like to debate. A lot of people like to talk about because we have some wild submissions here. We're seeing Celso Vinicius's guillotine right here, which was a crazy one, and of course everybody's talking about Craig Jones. So Craig Jones's fine triangle on there. I mean, just 6 incredible submissions. Am I right? What's sticking out to you here?
They were all awesome. They, much like the matches earlier that we described, they all have kind of like historical value in a sense. They all have their own story, I should say. Like Marvin Castell's Imanari roll at Fight to Win went viral. How many million views did that get on Facebook?
I think 12, over 10, something like that.
Crazy. Yeah. So how many non-jiu-jitsu people saw that technique and thought that was cool, watched it and shared it? And then you look at Celso Vinicius's guillotine on Enrico Coco. That was a rematch from ADCC where it was a very competitive back and forth match. Enrico Coco really took it to Celso in that match in ADCC, and Celso, learning from that match, used that front headlock guillotine combination that he loves, put Enrico Coco to sleep, which I don't think I've ever seen. So that was awesome as well. And then, talk about, we mentioned him earlier, Shanji's arm lock at ADCC. We have it as arm lock, but he had 3 arm locks from close guard at ADCC, which was phenomenal. It's never been done before in that manner. I mean, in recent years. And of course, we got Craig Jones, flying triangle on Marilla Santana, not Marilla Bustamante. But, that was a funny moment too, because Craig just came out of submitting Leandro Lowe, and it was about to fight Murillo, and everyone was just kind of like looking at each other like, what is going to happen? Sure enough, a crazy flying triangle, beautiful flying triangle. And then we go to Jeremiah Vance's modified shoulder lock from Fight to Win.
Have you ever seen something like that before?
I'm not going to try to take credit for it, but I have done something similar while rolling, but never competing. But that was insane. I've never seen that in a competition. I've never seen that in a tournament. I've never seen that executed like that. So slick, and it was so. I mean, I don't even think the commentators knew what was going on. They were, whether it was an omoplata, a shoulder lock, but it was just,
E-bar.
it was very, very, yeah. They was straightening his leg at the same time omoplata, at the same time grabbing his arm, and it was crazy. So that was really cool too. And then obviously last we have Gordon Ryan's guillotine on Keenan. Very, we talk about historical value. I think that match and that guillotine, that's the winning guillotine for Gordon at ADCC. So that guillotine, it's not so much of the execution of the technique, it's the value of what that meant for Gordon Ryan's career. That made him the ADCC champion. So that was truly an awesome submission.
Give us peel back the curtain a little bit. Who'd you vote for out there, Ricardo? Can you reveal it? Can you reveal it?
I changed my vote so many times. I will honestly say I changed it so many times. I believe I did give it to Gordon's guillotine on Keenan. So, and like I said, it was, and I hope mine wasn't the deciding vote so no one gets mad at me, but I believe I did do that. So, we'll see what happens here.
All right, let's take a look. Who won at the 2017 Nogi Submission of the Year? There we have it. Gordon Ryan's incredible guillotine in the ADCC finals over Keenan Cornelius. Wow, what a moment this was. What a moment this was for Gordon. A crazy submission in the finals of the ADCC championships. Maybe that's what pushed it over the edge. Such a special moment in ADCC history right there. There you have it. Gordon Ryan wins 2017 Nogi Submission of the Year. Ricardo, talking about Gordon Ryan, what is it that impresses you most about him?
I mean, no one has ever made the statements that he's said and backed them up as he's doing. That's something that's just unheard of in jiu-jitsu. We see it in MMA with a guy like Conor McGregor, but in jiu-jitsu, no one's ever really done that, and no one's ever really come out, and some will say cocky or overconfident, and challenge the best of the best and beat them. And he's had a couple losses, but he always puts it out there. And like I said, submitting Keenan with that beautiful guillotine in the finals, it just, solidifies his name as amongst some of the greatest champions of all time. And, just his game overall is just improving. He's constantly improving. He's getting bigger. He's getting stronger. He's getting more diverse. And at that ADCC, we saw a more diverse wrestling game from Gordon Ryan. So as a competitor, he just keeps evolving. And I literally went up to him after the ADCC and said, man, I wasn't a hater, but I wasn't a believer, but I sure am now. You're the man. So my hat's off to him. All the guys at Danaher Death Squad doing an amazing job. And be looking forward to seeing him return to ADCC in 2019 live on FloGrappling. And, of course, other submission grappling events. And, we'll see what happens when he puts the gi on. I know Felipe Pena is waiting for that gi rematch from Studio 540. He was actually the only guy that submit, Gordon twice. So we'll see what happens there. But, we know that whatever happens with Gordon, it's going to be something special. He's proved all the haters wrong. I remember seeing Tom DeBlas at ADCC saying, looking at me saying, just wait, you'll see. And, he proved us all wrong. And to the believers out there, he proved them right. And, he's the man. And what an awesome submission. Very, very deserving for Submission of the Year.
Yep, Gordon made believers at a lot of people, I think, at ADCC. He had an incredible tournament. So very fitting that he wins the 2017 Nogi Submission of the Year. Congratulations to Gordon Ryan. Congratulations to Megaton and Shanji and Bushesha as well. All three of those guys just won awards. So congratulations again to all those guys. Ricardo, I'm going to shuffle you out here, I think, but I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you talking some incredible analysis. I appreciate it, man. What are you looking forward to in 2018?
Oh, so many events coming up. It's crazy. You know, we have a lot of new events on FloGrappling like Kasai, and right away we have Fight to Win coming up. Just all of the events that we have on the channel are just so amazing. I'm so excited. As a jiu-jitsu fan, I get a plethora of jiu-jitsu competitions. As an analyst and as a commentator, I get to commentate some of the best events in the world. Everything from the Grand Slams to the IBJJF circuits, the World Pro. We just have so many good events. Fight to Win next weekend, Kasai Pro, just so many awesome events. So I couldn't pin it down to one thing. Just going to be an awesome 2018 live on FloGrappling for sure.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Going to be incredible 2018. Tune in, FloGrappling. It's going to be a wild one. Ricardo, I appreciate it, man. Thank you again for being here. Put a sweater on, and I'll see you soon, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks
so much for having me, Reed.
All right, guys, there you have it. 6 categories down. How do you guys feel about it? Did the winners that you expected to win? Are we seeing some upsets? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Give some interaction there. Would appreciate it. So we're going to move on, though. We're going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep this train chugging along. And we're going to bring in our second studio guest of the day. One of my partners in crime from the 2017 season. We're bringing him here. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Chase Smith. What's going on, Chase? How you doing, brother?
Doing excellent. Doing excellent. Happy to be here.
Nice. There we go, Chase. We had a pretty crazy 2017. I think we were all over the place, from Road to Worlds, Miami, Cyborg. We had some crazy ones. What's your favorite moment of 2017? Do you have one?
Man, just listening to the show so far, it really has been a phenomenal year. We had ADCC, which for me as a whole was probably the best experience I've ever had at jiu-jitsu. Just all these high-level guys in the same hotel. The vibe in there was so intense, but also pretty friendly. And the event itself played out. It was amazing. We have matches like Roger Gracie versus Buchecha, of course, Worlds. All around, it was just a pretty incredible year for jiu-jitsu, and I really can't wait to see what comes next.
Absolutely. ADCC, that was a wild time. We stayed in the hotel, right, with all the athletes just being right there. Had some fun times at the after party as well. That was definitely an experience to remember.
It was a good after party.
Yeah.
Shanji loves ice cream, by the way. So, yeah, it's fun.
Gordon and Leandro, we got a picture with them with their shirts off. That was pretty fun. I'll agree.
Yes. Yes. As you've mentioned, your only living regret is not also taking your shirt off in that photo. There's just us and these jacked ADCC champions, world champions, and we're wearing sweaters.
We're wearing shirts. What the heck were we doing wearing shirts? All right. Anyway, yep, ADCC was fun. That was wild. We got some stories if you want to hear them, but that might be for a later podcast.
Yes.
Let's continue these FloGrappling awards. How do you think they're going? How do you think things are going so far?
Man, I'm loving the results. Nogi Submission of the Year was probably one of my favorite categories. So overall, it's been really fun to see how it plays out, see the votes come in. We didn't even know who was going to win until today. So pretty exciting stuff.
Absolutely. Our first category of the year here that we're talking about here is Breakthrough Grappler of the Year. And this was one of our, just on social, in terms of votes and everything, I believe is one of our most popular categories, because all 6 of these guys have a pretty big fan base.
Absolutely. And what's fun about this division, too, is it's not necessarily about accomplishments as far as gold medals. It's who made a giant impact with showcasing their jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. And we have Hanato Kanuto, who just came on like a demon at the end of the year with Kasai and Nogi Worlds wins. But so fun to watch with his flying attacks. Of course, we have Craig Jones, who just came out of nowhere, basically, and submitted 2 of the best guys of all time back-to-back. He also had a big win at Submission Underground. So super fun all-around division to judge. Also very hard to pick. Marigali, of course, beating Leandro Lowe at Worlds to take gold. Pretty incredible moment there. So it's been a lot of fun seeing everyone really develop their games.
Guys from all over the place, too, all over the world, right? Where's Craig from? I mean, Adam.
Adam's from Poland and basically took double gold, I think, all year long, it seemed, through the various European IBJJF events. He's also doing quite well on the UAE JJF circuit. You can see him again next week, kicking off the Abu Dhabi Grand Slam, and that's just 1 week from today, basically. So.
Adam Warnzinski, yeah, he's a guy who dominated the IBJJF European circuit over there. It seemed like every tournament he was at, and like you said, he won double gold at just about every one of them. It seemed like
really impressive showing. And
you got guys from, like said, Craig Jones, he's from Australia, Marigali from Brazil, Jamil Hill from the East Coast, United States.
Absolutely.
So a good plethora there of a good sampling of jiu-jitsu from all over the world. Just goes to show you how fast this sport is growing and everything like that. But let's take a look. Actually, let's call it. Let's see who won Breakthrough Grappler of the Year. There you see it right there, Craig Jones. You can see him right here. He's working at Submission Underground 5 against Ben Egley. He had a great match there. But of course, like you mentioned, Chase, he had just an incredible performance at the ADCC World Championships. What do you think? What is your favorite Craig Jones moment?
I think it had to be the Leandro Lo match as a whole, because it was just such a controlling, dominant match for him. He set up his leg lock a game, which then also further set up his back take and got the choke. It was just really impressive, just showcase of talent. It was no luck involved at all. You can see that he had a game plan and was able to execute against one of the best guys. So no surprise to me that Craig took this. He really just he blew up. His name is just on the top of everyone's minds right now. So.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to Craig. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely dominated the fan vote there. A lot of people really, really high on Craig Jones. I know going into it to ADCC, I didn't know much at all about Craig Jones.
I actually rolled with Craig. I just remember during the development of the award show before 2016 Worlds.
Oh.
Yeah, he was at the Atos gym.
Okay, I remember that.
He had a great match at World Pro that year against Tommy Langacker. And that's how I kind of remembered who he was from that. Because there's so many guys, it's hard to keep track of everyone. And yeah, of course, he rolled me up pretty nicely, but it's kind of a fun little moment there. I'm like, oh yeah, we had met before.
Yeah,
so,
that's funny. Okay, yeah, I didn't know too much about Craig Jones going into ADCC, but man, he made a huge fan out of me, and obviously a huge fan out of a lot of people out there. I actually think even we talked to Craig earlier today, and he sent us a little video, letting him know. Here we go, with beer in hand.
Craig Jones here from Australia. So, FloGrappling just informed me that I won Breakthrough Fighter of the Year. So first of all, thank you very much to all the guys that voted for me. It means a lot. I've been training about 10 years and obviously no one knew who I was until this year. So it's been a very big year. Obviously everything started with ADCC and I had some big opportunities later in the year, especially with EBI 14, the open weights. So I got to thank some people for these awards. First of all, I got to thank Absolute MMA. Obviously, without such a good quality team, I wouldn't be able to have such an amazing year. Again, I've been training for a long time, and this year really things took off me. So thanks to Absolute MMA, thanks to my coach Lachlan Giles. I got to shout out my sponsors as well. So my major sponsor is MA1 Apparel. I also work with Fight Life Australia and Saru Tape Company. So I guess it's time to celebrate this big FloGrappling win. I'll spare a moment for you guys suffering winter right now in America, but I'm going to be enjoying this long, hot summer in Australia. Thanks again, guys.
Throwing back some beers.
What a legend.
All the way from Australia. Definitely well-deserved. Congratulations to Craig Jones out there. He had an incredible year, so I'm glad to see him enjoy some success, enjoy some sun and summer down in Australia.
Yes, it sounds nice right about now. It's pretty cold here in Austin.
It is. It doesn't get cold often here in Austin, but it has been this week, exactly. I love the moment, actually, too. I love the kind of lore of him enjoying a beer with Gordon's dad right before the Absolute division. That's another favorite Craig Jones memory.
Yeah, he had no idea that he was even going to enter Absolute. Wasn't sure, and he's like, I'll just reflect on my performance, have a beer with Gordon's dad, and let's go for it. Let's do the Absolute. So.
And fight Chael Sonnen first round.
So ADCC is something else.
Plenty of good stories from ADCC, absolutely. Let's jump into the next category. Keep these things moving along. Gi Match of the Year, maybe one of the biggest categories we have. Everybody loves to weigh in on Gi Match of the Year. The Gi season just starting up here in a couple weeks on FloGrappling for 2018 at the European Championships. But these are some six pretty good ones here. Does anything stick out to you here, Chase?
I mean, all of them are worthy of their own show, basically. Really some exciting matches, some monumental matches. Leandro Lo's featured twice even. Muhammad Ali kicked off the year with this crazy performance against Ricardo Evangelista. Europeans still stands out as a great memory. We, of course, have Marigali here facing Leandro Lo at Worlds, where he pulled off probably one of the biggest upsets of the year. But the biggest match, I think, the match we were calling match of the decade is, of course, Roger Gracie versus Buchecha. I can't talk about it enough. Such a intriguing, exciting matchup. Roger had been kind of on the he hadn't been competing very much, and Buchecha, on the other hand, had been competing nonstop. So to see them go head-to-head after all these years was super exciting and such a great time.
Marigali versus Lowe. I think that one holds a special place in my heart. That was one match where I was watching it where my mouth was just on the floor, I feel like, the entire time. Like, it was just a crazy one.
Mario Hayes is screaming, "You're a samurai! You're a samurai!" Yeah,
exactly. I love those moments. But let's take a look. Let's see who won gi match of the year. There you go. Chase called it. I mean, we called it the match of the decade leading up to it, and it's so rare that when we're able to pump up these matches that they actually deliver in such a big way. But this match delivered tenfold. An incredible match, a crazy finish here to see it happen in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. Buchecha versus Roger Gracie, two legends of the sport, two guys they're going down in the history books of jiu-jitsu forever. A special moment to be able to see this match happen. What was going through your mind when you were watching this match?
You could really feel the eyes of everyone that did jiu-jitsu watching this. The buzz around the event just a few days out was unparalleled. Everyone wanted to see it happen, and so just going into that, watching the old match at Metamoris, and just taking it all in. You rarely get to have the opportunity because open events, you don't really know how the bracket's going to work out. So knowing these two guys were going to meet and they had a lot of time to work, and it was just the anticipation, I guess, if you want to call it that, was just really thrilling. And the match couldn't have gone better, really. You saw great jiu-jitsu, and Roger showed that he's probably the best of all time. So really something else.
Crazy. Up for biggest shocker in a little bit in a few categories here as well. So we'll see if we get a win from that too. But I think we actually we've heard from Kyra Gracie, who is the head of.
It's Kyra Gracie here, and on behalf of Gracie Pro, Roger and Buchecha, we're so happy we got the best gi match of the year. I can't wait for the next event, and live, of course, at FloGrappling.
There you have it from Kyra Gracie, shouting out everybody there. Thank you to her. Thank you to Gracie Pro. Congratulations to Buchecha and Roger for gi match of the year. I don't think we could have had any other match be gi match of the year. Just such a big one.
It's tough to top that, really. And we've heard some rumblings. We can't say anything yet, but Gracie Pro is coming back maybe with another massive event sometime this summer. So we'll keep you posted about that. Cannot wait to see what they do next.
Absolutely. I don't doubt those guys are always cooking up something big. So stay tuned for that. Once again, 2018 is going to be wild, man.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a really fun year. It's tough to beat 2017, though.
It's true. It's true.
High standard.
I totally think 2017 was, I haven't been following it for 20 years, but jiu-jitsu, I feel like, is only getting more exciting. And 2017, I think, is a perfect example. So many crazy moments. Let's jump into the next category here, though. I know you were excited about this one, Chase. Female black belt of the year, all Brazilians.
Yeah, great point. I didn't even think about that. Again, every woman on this list really deserving of the nomination. Anyone could win, and it would be well-deserved. Tayane Porfirio's double Grand Slam. That's weight and absolute at every major IBJJF event.
Huge accomplishment.
Amazing accomplishment. We have Bia Mosquito winning just about everything, including ADCC. Took second at Worlds, but then also won World Pro. And so phenomenal year for her. We have Baby Vieira, that's Adolfo's sister, who basically cleaned up on the UAE circuit. Won almost all the Grand Slams. Fantastic year all around.
And she won Worlds. I believe it's her first year at black belt, following her in her older brother Adolfo's footsteps.
Exactly. And we have Talita Alencar, who back-to-back world champion first year at black belt as well. Also some amazing super fight performances. And Nachieli, again, they win everything. These girls are just so dominant. It's crazy.
True.
So.
It's true. Nachieli and Talita even won belts at the at Fight to Win Pro. They both were crowned Fight to Win Pro champions. I remember, and Nachieli actually fought here in Austin, if you remember, right? She submitted Tammy Grieco with a toe hold in Austin, Texas, here at Fight to Win Pro, and became another Fight to Win Pro champion. So Nachieli, Talita, yeah, like you said, plenty of talent there. All these girls are just so dominant. You know, it's hard to pick because they kind of all occupy each of their weight classes, and they just dominate.
Exactly. Yeah, even Claudia Doval cleaned up again, so it is. It's tough to call.
It really is. Who did you vote for here?
I actually went for Claudia Doval. I really was impressed with her performance at Worlds. Really dominant, omoplata game, great guard. So super fun. Amazing year for her. So, but like I said, Bia Mesquita is also up there. She won ADCC. She placed second at Worlds. You can't really do a whole lot better. So
got a belt from World Pro.
Got a belt from World Pro.
Those are pretty sweet. I like those belts.
World Pro does not pull any punches. They have an amazing production value, and it's fun to watch.
All right, let's take a look here. Female Black Belt of the Year, one of our biggest categories of the year. Who wins it? There she is, Bia Mesquita from Gracie Humaita. She had an incredible year. Here she is in her final at the Abu Dhabi World Pro versus Tammy Musameshi. She ends up getting the submission in that match. A very, very impressive year for her. How about the match, the Battle of the Bias at ADCC?
That's right.
Bianca Basilio versus Beatriz Mesquita at ADCC, where she won gold in the under 60 kilos category. That was a crazy match, right? It was all over the place.
Very chippy, super aggressive wrestling, some heavy collar ties. You don't always see that in women's matches, but they were going after it on the feet. Obviously, Bianca is very confident there, up twice for takedown of the year. Bia was not the other Bia, Mesquita was unafraid of that and happy to trade. So amazing year for Bia, well deserving of that award, and she set herself up for another great year coming up. So.
Congratulations to Bia. I think we were able to connect with Bia just a few moments ago. She sent us a little video. Let's see what Bia had to say.
Hi guys, I'm Bia Mesquita and I'm here to thank you guys for voting and choosing me as the best female fighter of 2007 as black belt. So I'm really grateful to be chosen by the votes. It's so important for me, like every message that I get and every motivation I get, because it's motivate me to go even better each time I go and I step in the mat, make me feel like happy and see that I choose the right thing to do as for my life. That's jiu-jitsu, and I love what I do. Thank you so much.
There we go. How can you not love Beatriz Mesquita? She inspiring there.
Yeah,
I like to hear from her.
Really friendly, nice person, but just don't face her on the mats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's got a war face like none other. She probably has best war face of the year as well.
It's true. You don't want to mess with her when she's warming up. Marigali, another guy who I think has a really good war face.
Absolutely.
All right, Chase. I think that's it, man. Thanks for rapping about this stuff here today. What do you got coming up in 2018? What should people be looking out for?
Absolutely. Mentioned it a little bit earlier. The Abu Dhabi Grand Slam is going to be super fun. That starts next Friday, and then we're going straight from Abu Dhabi to Lisbon. That kicks off potentially on Monday. So we have basically 8 straight days of epic jiu-jitsu coming up. You're not going to want to miss any of that. You can watch it all, of course, on FloGrappling.com. But looking out, I mean, I can't wait for all of it. You know, World Pro is probably one of my favorite events, so I'm looking forward to going back to Abu Dhabi in April, and just to see how the season shakes out until then is always intriguing. So.
Yep. You might be seeing us again for Road to Worlds. Definitely keep an eye out for that. That's going to be a lot of fun too. Going to be a crazy year, Chase. I appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you for being here. Chase Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being here, dude. All right. We are almost through. We are through 9 categories. It's been a long show already, but we're almost at the end. We're almost there. We're bringing in our final guest of the day, our final guest of the 2017 FloGrappling Awards show. He is the man who steers the ship. He is none other than Hal Teague, FloGrappling's own Hal Teague. Hal, all the way still from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. How are you doing, Hal?
My man, what's up? I'm pretty good, thanks. Just like you say, down here in Rio, living the jiu-jitsu lifestyle. Can't complain, right?
Living the dream down there in Rio de Janeiro. Not for too much longer, though, I hear. So, how's the weather? Is it nice?
No, it changes in the future. The weather is beautiful. I know that you guys up in the northern hemisphere are struggling, but it is a balmy 80 degrees plus down here today, so I shouldn't even be wearing this t-shirt right now. It's too hot for this. But, you know.
Well, there you go. We've been doing the show for about an hour. Have you been tuning in? How's it been? How's the show look? Is it looking good?
Well, man, I've been following the awards since the very beginning with a very keen eye. I think it's been an absolutely fascinating time. I think that every single nomination that listed was a potential deserving winner, and it's been really interesting to see how people have chosen the winners for each category. I think we've had some amazing results so far, and well, we got a couple more to go, right?
Mm-hmm. Did you have kind of like because of course we didn't really set a criteria on how to vote for these awards. Did you kind of come up with your own criteria kind of in your head? How did you break it down really to pick a winner?
Absolutely. First of all, you've got to look at the prestige of the event and the clout that it carries. Because, of course, let's use an example of winning by a fantastic submission against a low-level opponent in a regional event is not the same thing as, for example, winning on the biggest stage of the world, let's say the World Finals or the ADCC via, up against a really, really tough kind of credentialed opponent. So that's one of the main criteria I think that I particularly look for was the prestige of the event and just trying to weigh up people's credentials against each other to see what made that particular occasion special.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so we're gonna jump right into this here. Hal, we got 4 huge categories here. These are some heavy hitters right now. We got coming up next, the ones that everybody wants to know about. Let's dive right in to biggest shocker of the year. This is the one that I loved putting together because this is the one where all 6 of these moments had my jaw on the floor here. I think some crazy moments in jiu-jitsu this year. All 6 of them, pretty wild. Which one sticks out to you here, Hal?
Well, there were no shortage of shocking moments in 2017, that's for sure. I think, Elvira Karppinen of Finland, the local hero, taking out Mackenzie in the first round of ADCC was obviously a huge standout moment. Where people were really hoping for a big comeback from Mackenzie and for her to go out in the first round. That was a huge upset. Antonio Carlos's flying triangle at Gary Tonon. I believe that was the first time that Gary had been submitted in like 4 years or something like that. So that was something we didn't expect. So, it was actually difficult to whittle down the just 6.
Mm-hmm. I feel like some people were a little apprehensive or didn't quite agree that we included Roger Gracie submitting Buchecha at Gracie Pro. Were you surprised by that result, or were you one of the guys who called it?
No, for me, it was a shocker. As shocking for the result as for how it went down as well. Because, of course, remember that Buchecha is the 10-time world champion, 5-time weight, 5-time absolute record holder, coming straight off the world championships, amazing performance, carrying all this momentum, going in against Roger Gracie, who's been semi-retired for the last couple of years. And for Roger to go in there and to take out Buchecha like that, of course, that's shocking. How could it not be?
Who's your prediction here, Hal? Who takes it?
Well, again, it's a tough one to call. There were some real big standout moments of the year. I'm not going to say because I think I'll give it away too much. So
all right. Let's roll the tape. Let's see who won biggest shocker of the year. Of course, it was none other than Craig Jones versus Leandro Lo. Man, this is the one that I voted for. Definitely. I remember watching this one. I just couldn't believe it. I'd never met Craig before, and I ran up to him after this match and was like, "Oh my God!" I like fanboyed out on him a little bit, and then after I realized.
Well, I remember you and I were sat mat side, right?
Yeah.
When it all went down, we were sat next to each other, and both of us looked at each other. We were like, "What just happened?" So that was an amazing moment for sure.
Yeah,
I don't think everybody will.
I like ran up to him and I like patted him on the back and I told him a few things, and then I was like, oh wait, I've never met Craig Jones before and he has no idea who I am. Like I'm just some random guy who ran up to him immediately after the match. But yeah, that was a crazy one. Not only did he dominate the match, but he ended up submitting in the end as well. What do you think's more impressive, just the way he dominated, or I guess the submission?
Well, a little bit of both, actually, because much like Buchecha, remember, Leandro had this amazing year that he won gold at Europeans, Pans, Brazilian Nationals. You know, he got double silver at Worlds. He was a super fight winner at ADCC up against Gordon Ryan earlier this year. So, you know, Leandro was considered one of the hottest prospects going into the tournament. This is his first ADCC, though. And for him to go out in the first round against what was a relatively unknown grappler like Craig Jones, not unknown anymore, yeah, of course, that was a huge shock.
Yeah, and I believe, actually, we heard from Craig Jones earlier. Let's see what he had to say about winning Biggest Shocker now.
What's up, guys? Craig Jones again. So, I just found out I won a second award. I won Shocker of the Year. So obviously, the big upset was my match with Leandro Lo. I think I was like a 50-1 underdog. No one expected me to win. I didn't even think my home team expected me to win, let alone me. So I was as shocked as the rest of you guys. But again, super happy with the win. Obviously a life-changing win. I got a lot of respect for Leandro Lo. Even before the match, he was probably one of my favorite grapplers to watch. I would say the most exciting guy to wear the gi. So yeah, very happy with the win. Again, it's been a life-changing year. And I'm still going to celebrate this win very hard tonight. I was planning on training, get it back 2018, training hard in Australia. I had some big matches coming up, but I can't help but celebrate the FloGrappling Awards. Thank you very much for the votes, guys.
There you go, Craig Jones celebrating the FloGrappling Awards. I'm not sure if you saw that, Hal, drinking a beer on the...
Well, I'm just wondering, is that his second beer? Because that's the second award that he won this year, right?
I hope it's his second beer. I do hope that he had two to celebrate.
He deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely. I asked Chase this, but do you have a favorite moment, favorite Craig Jones moment of the year? He had some great moments.
Man, I mean, I really, really liked the flying triangle submission over Murillo Santana.
Yeah.
Sorry, Murillo, of course. But that was just incredible. Once again, you and I were sat next to each other when it happened, right there next to the mat. And at the same thing, we looked at each other and we were like, again? You know, like he just tapped out Leandro and now he's tapping out Murillo. It also in exciting fashion. I mean, wow, that was just an amazing weekend for that guy.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Craig not only winning one award, winning 2 awards, Breakthrough Grappler of the Year, and Biggest Shocker of the Year. Just a crazy year for that dude. Really happy for him. Really happy to see where he takes it in 2018 because he's got a big platform now to kind of leap into and showcase the world what kind of jiu-jitsu he's got. So a lot of fun. Can't wait to see what he does in 2018. All right. Let's continue on here. What's our next category? Our next category is Gi Submission of the Year. Another huge, huge category. So many submissions from the year. These are the 6 that we thought were the best. Of course, there were a lot more, but you got Tamirez's arm lock here. How you were down in Brazil? You shot that one, right?
Yeah, I had no idea what I was seeing. I was kind of watching it unfold, trying to figure out exactly what she was going to finish with. I've still no idea how she managed to pull that off. Honestly, it's one of the weirdest submissions I think I've ever seen.
And when I went to Atos, were you? I'm not sure. I think it was just maybe me and Chase actually. Chase filmed me getting go-go plotted by Josh Hinger. So I've actually experienced.
Oh no, I had the honor of.
You were there?
I actually did. Yeah,
Okay.
I got to see that firsthand. Yeah,
that's right. Okay.
Josh is nasty with that omoplata or that go-go plata.
So I know firsthand how nasty Josh is with the go-go plata. I can tell you it's not very fun. You had Roger's submission in there, Alessandro Vieira's loop choke. That one traveled very, very far as well. 6 crazy ones here. I don't know which one did you like the best, Hal?
Man, again, 6 very deserving nominations that really stand out. The flying triangle that Otavio Souza hit in the final of the Pans against Isaac Valles was a real standout moment for me. I thought that was great. Josh Hinger, of course, with his gogoplata. I mean, you gotta love a gogoplata because they're so rare, right? You see them so infrequently. So when that came out, I was really surprised, or I should say, I was really excited. I mean, there's 6 amazing choices.
All right, let's see what everybody chose as the 2017 Gi Submission of the Year. Ooh, all the way from Japan, from the Abu Dhabi Grand Slam in Tokyo, Japan. You had Alexandre Vieira's incredible loop choke. Put the guy to sleep. Fireman's carries him over his back, dumps him onto the mat. Something you don't see every day. Hal, you were there. You were in Tokyo for this submission. Is that right?
I was, and this is another moment that went viral. Right, we uploaded the clip of this submission to as soon as possible, basically, and of course it just took off. Much like Marvin Castell's Imanari roll, this is one that really caught people's attention. And how can't it? I mean, it's just so spectacular that he's got an unconscious guy on his shoulder, and he just decides, boom, match is over, walk off.
He called the end of the match.
He did, but this is not something new for Alex. I mean, he's got a really unorthodox style, as we've seen from recent studies of his game. But this is a sneaky choke that he's used more than once. And I've rolled with Alex like firsthand, and man, the guy has just got the funkiest jiu-jitsu. Like, I still don't know what happened. 1 minute I'm there, I'm passing half guard. The next thing I know, he's teleported, he's got my back, and I'm in a crucifix. Incredible.
What's the secret?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy.
What's the secret to this technique? How does he keep hitting it all over the place? He has such high percentage.
Well, the secret is that people think that they passed, right? He gets that loop choke, he dives underneath, he lets them go to side control, and they think they can gut it out. But the trick is you got to back up out of it. It's like the baseball bat choke, you can't keep going.
So we have a breakdown even, I believe. Alexandre Vieira was kind enough to give us a little breakdown on the loop choke. You can check that out on FloGrappling.com. Check out his matches from Tokyo Grand Slam as well on FloGrappling.com. That was a fun tournament, but especially that submission made it all worth it. That was a crazy one. Congratulations to Alexandre Vieira. I think we even got a little clip of Alexandre here giving us a few words. Let's see what he had to say.
Hey guys, Alexandre Vieira here. I just want to say thank you for your votes. I'm really glad to be part of FloGrappling Awards and to have won the best submission with the Gi of the year. 2017 was a great year for me, and I know 2018 will be much better. So thank you, Us.
2018 going to be a better year for him. Is he going to be at the European Championships? Do you know?
I haven't actually seen his name on the list of signups yet, but I do believe he's competing in Abu Dhabi Grand Slam.
Okay, that's right. Abu Dhabi Grand Slam. So that's just in a few days. He'll be there possibly. And I remember we saw him last year.
Still time to sign up.
Still time to sign up. Okay. So I remember we saw him last year at the European Championships. So possibly we will see him again over there. Thanks to Alexandre for sending over the video, and congratulations on Best Gi Submission of the Year. Very well deserved, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. That was one of the ones that I particularly enjoyed.
All right, biggest moment of the year. When you look back, when you think about 2017, you got to think about these 6 moments, I think. One moment I do want to point out that we didn't include on the list was Mikey Musumeshi's incredible performance at the IBJJF World Championships. He became just the 4th American to ever win a World Championships. I believe that quite possibly deserved to be on the list here, but I don't know which one we would have taken out here, Hal. There's 6 solid nominees. That's just one more that I wanted to make sure we plugged in there. What sticks out for you here?
Yeah, definitely deserves an honorable mention, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which one of these here is sticking out for you as a thorn in your side that you just can't stop thinking about?
Well, it was such a big year. There was just no shortage of big moments, right? For me, I think that Meregali winning Worlds as a first-year black belt was just incredible, especially when you consider the fact that, he beat Leandro Lo in the final. He'd already faced Leandro twice that year, lost to him both times. He went back to the gym after losing at Pans, and he came back just 100 times better, super focused with this just absolute amazing determination. So that was an amazing moment, and we were right there, and just the emotion that was pouring out of Marigali after he won, the moment that he shared with his coach Mario Hayes. That's one that definitely stands out.
Absolutely. That one holds a special place in my heart, too. I think just because it was supposed to be Leandro's tournament, it really, he won everything at Euros, Pans, Brazilian Nationals, and now it was going to be Worlds was the same thing, and to see Marigali have a performance
didn't happen.
Exactly. To see Marigali have a performance out there like that, and like you said, the emotion that was clearly kind of behind it all, that was a crazy one. Cobrinha winning the Grand Slam. He's a guy who just went all over the world, just collecting gold medals along the way. Finland, Brazil, California, wherever, he won the gold medals. So that's another one definitely that deserves to be pointed out as just an incredible moment from the year. But which one? Go ahead, Hal. You had something to say?
Well, no, I was just, again, it's another one that an honorable mention, but, Felipe Pena, I think his absolute gold medal, ADCC was also an amazing moment for me because, to beat Buchecha in the absolute. And of course, remember that Felipe had actually lost earlier in the day and taken silver in his weight class to Moyes in the under-99. So coming back and then winning, the ADCC absolute gold medal, qualifying to fight Galvao in the super fight in 2019. Again, that was a huge one.
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite parts of the whole thing is that it sets up the super fight versus the reigning super fight champion, Andre Galvao. It's Andre Galvao versus Felipe Pena in 2019. That's one of my favorite parts about the whole thing is that it hasn't ended. We still get to see kind of like the fruits of his absolute run. That was a crazy one for sure. But was it the one that was named 2017 biggest moment of the year? Let's find out. Oh, there we go. It was Roger Gracie submitting Buchecha and then immediately retiring from competition afterwards. Hal, I know you were down there in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil for this match. It was one of the reasons why I definitely wanted to have you talk about this one. What was the atmosphere? For people who weren't there, I mean, you can see on this little video we put together, the arena looks packed. What was the atmosphere for people who weren't there?
Well, first things first, it was absolute pandemonium. It was just, you could see it's the first time I've ever seen a mat invasion after a match. It's a kind of something that's you don't see so much nowadays. It stopped a few years ago. It used to be very common in Brazil, but if any match deserved one, it was probably that. And it was just bonkers. It was so loud in that arena. I was actually commentating that match along with my friend Felipe Costa, former black belt world champion, and both of us we were jumping up and down with the excitement. It was an incredible moment. And then, we're on this amazing high, and Roger turns around and he says, "Okay, thanks guys, I'm out." That's crazy.
It's kind of the perfect moment, I guess, right? There's so much buildup. We called it the match of the decade. I don't think anybody expected it to go down exactly like that. So I know when I was watching it the entire time, I had my mouth, like I said, wide open. I couldn't believe what I just witnessed. And I like the way actually Chase put it. He said that you could feel the eyes of the jiu-jitsu community, of the jiu-jitsu world, watching along with you. A huge, huge moment, I think, just in the history of jiu-jitsu. Do you agree?
Oh, 100%. And I think there's a question, isn't there, also about when athletes should retire. Roger, of course, in his mid-30s, he had been semi-retired. He'd only had 2 matches in the 5 years previous to this. He hadn't fought in the World Championships for 10 years by this point. And, he made no secret about the fact that he just wanted to kind of cross a couple of things off his list before he said goodbye. And he said to me that he wanted either a super fight with Rodolfo Vieira because they've never fought, or he wanted a rematch with Buchecha. And of course, he got the rematch. Kira Gracie made that happen. And then for him to say goodbye like that, I think it's the perfect way to end a career, right? Nobody can argue with that.
And I think actually breaking news here. I think we have a video from Roger Gracie himself. Do we have it set up? Cool. Let's roll it.
Hello guys, this is Roger Gracie, and I'm super pleased. I've just received news from FloGrappling that last year my fight against Buchecha was voted as the biggest match of the year and also the biggest moment of Jiu-Jitsu. I'm super pleased to that you guys voted on those two occasions. It was my last fight. It was a very special moment for me. I had such a great match against Marcos Buchecha. He's a super athlete, and to finish my career in that way, is very special. So thank you very much for the vote. Awesome.
There he is, the legend, Roger Gracie, giving us a thumbs up there. Always fun to hear from him, and he definitely deserves it. Congratulations, two huge moments. We were very happy to have him on FloGrappling.com. A big privilege for us to have him fight and do some stuff for us in 2017. We might not see him in 2018 though, huh? It sounds like, Hal?
I guess not.
But we can hold out for it. Maybe we'll see him again sometime. Maybe not. But all right, let's jump into it here. How we're nearing the end of the tunnel. We're nearing the end of the FloGrappling Awards. After this, I promise we can put 2017 to bed officially. Go into 2018. Male Black Belt of the Year is our final category of the 2017 FloGrappling Awards. Herbert Santos, off the bat. You had, who else do we have here? I'm totally blanking on who we nominated. Felipe Pena.
I'll help you out. We got Gordon Ryan, Felipe Pena, Mikey Musumeci, Buchecha, and Cobrinha. So there's 6 very, very strong
Gordon
names.
Ryan in there as well. So six badass dudes going to be in there for Male Black Belt of the Year. Buchecha won double gold at the IBJJF.
It was very different achievements, right? I think each one had a big 2017, but for different reasons.
Yep, absolutely. Buchecha wins double gold. Cobrinha wins the Grand Slam. Erberth wins his first black belt world title. Mikey Musumeci goes out there and becomes the just the 4th American to win a black belt world title. So a lot of history-making performances, I think, this year in jiu-jitsu. All 6 of them, pretty badass. Who'd you vote for here, huh? Can you tell me?
Man, I mean, for me, there could only be one. And I don't think we'll ever see another achievement that we saw in 2017, and that was the Super Grand Slam. Cobrinha winning Europeans, Pans, Brazilian Nationals, Worlds, and following it up with ADCC. So he got my vote. But of course, like I said, the other 5 candidates, they're all equally deserving in their own right. But I just don't think we're ever going to see anybody pull off that Grand Slam again. So I think it was my one chance to vote for it.
Quite the accomplishment. All right, let's do it. Our final category of the day, our final category of the 2017 FloGrappling Awards. Let's see who won Male Black Belt of the Year. It was, there he is, Cobrinha, Rubens Charles. He won gold at the European Championships, the Pan Jiu-Jitsu Championships, Brazilian Nationals, the World Championships, and ADCC World Championships. 5 titles. We've never, ever seen that before. It was a brand new accomplishment. We didn't think it was possible. Cobrinha proved us wrong. Just a crazy year for him. At 38 years young, he goes out there, proves he's still one of the best in the world in the sport of jiu-jitsu. Wow, an incredible year for Cobrinha. One of my favorite aspects, I think, of the win is that he fought somebody different in every final from the year. He fought Gianni Grippo, Euros, Caixinho at Pans, AJ Agazarm at ADCC. So he fought somebody different in every single one of his finals matches, which makes the accomplishment, in my opinion, even crazier.
And one other thing I think we should mention as well is that he didn't have what you would describe as a single easy route to the finals in any of those tournaments. he didn't get like any gimme matches. Every single match he had was, against a deserving opponent. There was a tough guy. You had guys who would take him right to the limit. Some of those matches that he won in like the semifinals and the finals, they were decided by one sweep or one advantage. People were taking him to the absolute limit. So again, for him to pull off that accomplishment against the opposition that he did from the very beginning of the year right through to September, just stands out for so many reasons. And I think that's a very deserving winner right there in Cobrinha.
And I believe we got a few words from Cobrinha.
Hello everyone, this is Cobrinha, and I'm here today to thank all my fans for choosing me as the FloGrappling 2017 Male Black Belt of the Year, and also my sponsor Star Kimonos and my coach for believing me and for helping me making history in the sport. One thing I have been learning in this journey is that sometimes people will tell you that you can't do this and you can't do that. But one thing I have been learning is that never ever let people be the director of your life. You have to be the one who's going to be the director of your life and make things happen. Happy New Year, everyone, and I'm here. Quick, I'm going to show you the medals, okay, we conquered this year. So, Europeans, Pan Ams, Brazilian Nationals, Worlds, and ADCC, Cobrinha Super Grand Slam.
The Cobrinha Super Grand Slam. Pretty cool to see all those medals. Inspiring stuff from a guy like Cobrinha. Don't let everybody tell you what you can't do. Just a badass, man. Just a legendary performance.
Yeah, some serious hardware right there, right?
I wouldn't mind it, right? Those look good, those gold medals. I'm jealous. All right, well, there you have it, man. Our 2017 FloGrappling Awards, 2017 Male Black Belt of the Year. Congratulations to Rubens Charles Cobrinha. How to put a button on this thing. When you think back on 2017, what's the most memorable part of it for you?
Wow, that's a tough question. We traveled the world to, cover as much jiu-jitsu as we possibly could. I think all of us, we went to every corner of the globe, and we covered the biggest matches, the biggest moments. It's really difficult to distill all of that into, a short answer, as it was, when we were trying to kind of come up with a shortlist for each category, right? We sat down for weeks and weeks trying to come up with potential winners for each division. So all year, it was an ongoing process that we were keeping track of jiu-jitsu all year. So, I guess now that 2017 is done, we're a couple of days into 2018. All that's left really is just to go straight back out there and let's do it all again.
Let's do it all once more. 2018. Going to be even bigger than 2017. I can promise you that. It's going to be crazy. Hal, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being here. Thank you for providing us with some context, some analysis. Man, it was great. Any parting words for us?
It's been my pleasure, and I've really enjoyed watching the whole awards process unfold this year. And I've really enjoyed the support of the jiu-jitsu community, how everybody has come together to voice their opinions and to get involved. So it's been a lot of fun.
There you have it. Hal Teague, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Well, everybody, I think that about wraps it up for us here in Austin, Texas. Just want to get a few thank yous out the way for this FloGrappling Awards show. Wouldn't have been possible. I want to thank my guests, Ricardo, Hal, Chase, Will, of course, the guys behind the scenes, Efren, Kai, doing a bang-up job behind the scenes there. Want to thank Paul Gandersman, Nikki Prian for doing the videos, helping us out with that. It really took a lot of people to pull this thing off here. We were working through the holidays, and I want to say thank you to those guys for doing that. A big special experience here for us at FloGrappling. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope everybody had a good time. I know I did. 2017 was one of the best years of my life. I'm looking forward to 2018 to be that as well. So hope you guys will tune in. Hope you guys will follow along. We'll see you in 2018. And thanks again for watching, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. All right? See you later.